Hey everybody, it is Justin, your guide into games.gg. So you might be wondering, okay, Justin, why are you covering it? And my answer is it is the home of Web3 gaming. This is another platform where you can play all your games, you can get reviews, guides, quests, news, and even game awards. There's also token dropping, but that's probably for another video. But you might wonder, okay, where did you even begin? And first of all, I saw a couple of fellow Runiverse players hit my timeline for the Gamers Lobby, and I was like, okay, wow, favorite game, Let It Die. Of course, I saw Inhuman join the lobby. I saw his favorite game and proudest achievements in the game ecosystem, and I was like, oh wow, okay, what's going on here? Seems like there is a big NFT dropping, and of course that's the Gamers Lobby. I think they're dropping 333 NFTs. I also saw Joseph Brust joined the lobby as well with his favorite game, Castlevania. I was like, okay, there's a ton of gamers joining this lobby. What is going on? So I had to check out the website. And of course, I pulled over to games.gg. I set up my account. Of course, I've been grinding a couple of quests, but you might be wondering, okay, where do we begin? And at first look, I was like, oh, wow, this is like a place to see all your games, whether, there are game awards, from 2023, the winners, showcasing the best games in Web3. We kind of see Parallel, Big Time, Shrapnel, My Pet Hooligan, Pixels, Dead Drop, Mighty Action Heroes. There's also things like, quests as well. So if you're looking to complete quests and increase your level on the platform, you can do that, especially if you're already playing the games, right? And of course, I kept scrolling down. I was like, oh, there are reviews as well. Wow. Okay. So you can kind of, if you're already playing a game, or if you're looking to, try a game out, you can kind of see those like official reviews that come out of the Games GG editors and stuff like that. So that's really interesting too. And what I really, really found useful was the latest news feature. And we'll just kind of go through everything as we go. But basically, it has a lot of news that, aggregates everything for you, especially if big things are happening, things with Wax, what the NFT is for with the Gamers NFT. There's also, funding stuff and, things that are happening with each game. And of course, the main feature is playing your games, right? And we'll get into that in just a moment. But of course, there's also editor's choice stuff as well as guides on how to play the game. But why don't we just break down the platform as we just go through the website, right? So if you go over to the games tab, you can basically see all basically like every game in Web3, right? Which is pretty wild. And okay, first of all, like I know I covered a couple of games. I'm just branching out into like exploring more and more as the YouTube expands, but there are a ton more games than I initially expected that are being developed across, all of Web3, right? And there's over 350 games. If you scroll, it'll go on literally forever. Of course, we see things like DeFi Kingdoms. Of course, even OtherSide is in here as well. So that's really funny. There's a ton of games. My Action Heroes. They've got the Gamer Awards as well and stuff like that. But that's a little bit overwhelming. What's really nice is there are popular genres like multiplayer, adventure, RPG, strategy, casual shooters, and stuff like that. So if you have a particular game category you want to explore, that's really easy to get things simplified. So I'm just gonna go over to adventure because that seems like a pretty easy, pretty simple way to jump in, right? And you can kind of see everything, on the side here from, what's available to play now, free to play. I have my mouse over this tab here at, what platform it's on. You can even filter by minimum rating and what network it's on, whether that's Polygon, Ethereum, Immutable X, Solana, and even more tabs and filters and things you want to filter out for. But I'm just going to drop into Big Time because it has a rating of 8.5. It's also got a big badge here of like adventure or it's got a badge, so I'm just going to click on it, right? And here you can kind of see more about the game, especially if you are trying to figure out whether you want to play a game or not, right? You can kind of see everything from an overview that goes over the introduction as well as, who Big Time are, what they do, what the game is all about. You can kind of see game screenshots and stuff like that. There's also an overview as well as, stuff like classes, especially if it pertains to the game, right? There's going to be, all the pertinent information is going to be inside of this tab. And it's really comprehensive. I'm not going to lie. It goes through literally everything. And that's really useful. Even minimum system specifications, which is really funny. Of course, you can kind of see the studio as well as the official website and the official links here. And related games if you're looking for related games as well. But outside of that, outside just the overview, there's also reviews that come from editors of Games GG, and they go over, just more of an in-depth pro-con comparison of any game that you're looking for if they have a specific official review, right? And it kind of goes over gameplay. There's even YouTube embeds as well as like big text that you can read through. But of course, we're just kind of going over everything in summary. So of course, they even have a summary here, written by head of gaming research. So that's really nice. There's a pro con as well as like the rating. So that's really useful if you just want to get a quick summary on whether you want to play a game or not. So again, compelling storyline, unique art style, exciting open world, promotes group play and social interaction for the pros. And you can also see things like cons, right? Lack of map to locate portals easily, and et cetera, right? So it's really useful, especially with reviews. But if you don't trust like centralized reviews, of course you can check out the user reviews too, so you can kind of see what the community thinks about the game as well and stuff like that. So that's really nice too. I like that balance. So good on the platform for having that. There's also guides too. So if you are looking for guides on how to play the game, they have some official guides written by, of course, head of gaming research to how to dismantle cracked hourglass, how to do specific things in the game, especially if you're struggling, right? So that's extremely useful as well. But again, outside of just guides, they also have news that pertains to that specific game, right? So if you're looking for official updates, of course, you can check out, things like the news. So if anything is happening, you can get it right at your fingertips, right? So really nice tab, really nice organization. I really like that, especially if you are, in Web3 where everything's going at 10 gazillion miles an hour, right? So again, outside of news, they also have analytics too. So if they have a token, you can also check the health of the token as well as, its all-time activity. So you can kind of see, its market cap, volume, fully dilute, FTV, et cetera, stuff like that. But also, a really useful tool is live streams, right? Live streams, especially if you connect your Twitch to games.gg, or if you're a creator, you'll be able to stream directly to games.gg, or it'll drop a notification, or basically you can see what streamers are playing, the game at any current moment, which ones are live, especially if you go live yourself. So that's really useful as well. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty awesome to have everything in one place. And then last but not least, there's also community posts. So you can kind of see what's happening on YouTube. This aggregates everything from Twitter, YouTube, et cetera, and just kind of shows you what's happening in real time. So that's just kind of my overview of the games, as well as, a specific game with its features inside of the tabs. But if you are already playing a game, or if you want to complete more inside of the platform, there's also quests too, right? So you can kind of see what's happening currently at any given point in time. There's always live quests, whether that's connecting your BattleNet. Oh yeah, connect your BattleNet account and flex your WoW hours. So you can kind of connect literally everything to Games.gg and kind of flex your stuff inside of the platform. So that's really awesome. That's really cool. You can kind of see what the missions do as well as how much EXP it gives you and the rewards. So if we go ahead and click on this mission, you'll be able to see what you can do in order to complete this mission, right? You can kind of see when it ends, as well as what you have to do. The games that you can show off basically or supported are Diablo 3, StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft, etc., and all you would have to do is just link your BattleNet X and whatever is inside of these requirements here. And then you also get EXP, and sometimes they award badges too, so that's pretty cool. There are a ton of quests to do. They're always refreshed, and there's always stuff happening right now. So of course, if you are looking for a broader aspect of news, then the news tab is really useful for that as well, right? You can kind of see what's happening across the entire ecosystem, whether there's NFT dropping, there's NFTs that are dropping, whether there are raises happening, stuff like, immutable or infrastructure that's happening with like Avalanche, et cetera, even games like Sandbox. And there's a ton of news that gets aggregated into this platform here. That's really, really useful, especially if you are just in the gaming news specifically related to crypto. It isn't necessarily, broader markets. So that's really nice, especially if you are a gamer, keeping your pulse on the gaming industry. So that's really, really useful. I found this to be a really nice place to get everything I need to keep my finger on the pulse of the industry. So that's really nice. And then we'll also go over to analytics, right? Because if you're interested in news, you probably want to keep an eye on the total volume of gaming ecosystem tokens inside of crypto. So of course, you can kind of see the volume as well as the crypto market cap and the tokens inside of all of gaming Web3, whether that's Immutable, Gala, Beam, Axie Infinity, the Sandbox, ApeCoin, so on and so forth, right? They have a ton of the top gaming tokens in each ecosystem. And you can also click on them to get more about it, but that'll just redirect you back to the game and what I showed before. And last but not least, there's also awards too, right? So every single year they have winners announced for, the top games in each category. You can kind of check the winners and you can also get rewards, especially if you are voting, right? And of course, they have a ton of awards, even more games, ton of jurors, and even a prize pool for stuff like that. So that's pretty wild. It's pretty awesome to see all of that. And then last but not least, there is a gamers NFT token that's happening right now. I believe the applications were closed. I did submit my lobby application, so I'm curious to keep my eye on that as well. But I just kind of wanted to show Games GG, just the platform, how you can use it, how you can access your games. Is literally everything about the game industry in Web3. You can do it from here. So that's just my overview. Hopefully I don't have anything else on the tab. Yes, I'm just pulling back to the Twitter page. So of course, give it a follow, give it a like, hit that bell icon. And there's, if you want to keep your eye on the pulse on the gaming industry, by all means, this is a good place to do it. So that's just my video. That's just my, 101 on the games platform. But hopefully you guys like this content. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button. It always helps me create more content in the future and play more games. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.